Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Kenny. One spot XRP ETF equals $8 billion in inflows. 11 spot XRP ETFs equal $88 billion inflow. So how much is the price of XRP after all the spot ETFs kick in? And he pointed out that JP Morgan said an XRP ETF might attract $8 billion. Just one XRP ETF. And then Grok said this. So based on $88 billion inflow and current data, XRP's price could realistically range from $4.50 to $6. But what Grok is not factoring in is the market cap multiplier. That's the game changer. That's going to be what takes us from $8 or $10 all the way up to like $100 plus, because the market cap multiplier is so much different for XRP. And Amon says, easy, if 1 billion of inflows equals $30, give or take, then the price should be $2,600 per XRP, give or take. I would love to see that happen. It all comes down to how much money is going to flow in to XRP. Now, you couple this with the rise of tokenization, because tokenization is going to bring a lot of value to the XRP ledger. XRP is going to be utilized to move that value. Then you start to look at cross-border payments and so on. But short term, I think the biggest things that are going to factor the price of XRP is the ETFs and tokenization. Later, it will be cross-border payments. And I got to share this with all of you because I really do not want to see you lose your crypto. So Apple has released a critical security update for iOS, iPad OS, and Mac OS to fix a zero-day vulnerability in the image IO framework, which processes image files. The flaw allows attackers to execute code via malicious image, exploited in highly targeted attacks. This zero-click vulnerability could expose sensitive data like cryptocurrency wallet keys and credentials. So make sure you get this patch if you're using Apple, iOS, iPad, or Mac OS. And you know, there's so many ways for you to lose your crypto. I tell people all the time, you gotta double check and triple check everything you're doing when it comes to moving crypto. Don't interact with the bots on this channel. Don't talk to the bots. I'm not sending you a WhatsApp. Don't fall for anything that sounds too good to be true. Nobody's doubling your XRP bag. Keep your crypto safe because we are about to enter euphoric times. I want all of you to get life-changing money. Expert says XRP can easily double from here. Now look at what he's citing. So XRP continues to trade around the $3 mark. Market analyst Zach Rector believes it could easily double before the launch of U.S. exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Drawing from past patterns with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, he warns that investors should also be prepared for a sharp correction once approvals finally arrive. In this latest update, Rector explained that anticipation for the XRP ETFs could fuel strong buying momentum in the months ahead. He compared the situation to Bitcoin and Ethereum. In other words, people are going to want to get positioned before these ETFs go live. I just mentioned that in this previous video because I know a lot of people always like to sit on the sidelines and try to find a better entry point on XRP. Honestly, the entry points for XRP are only going to be higher from here. We are headed into alt season. Most likely, we will then see utility season happen during alt season. A utility run is going to be absolutely mind-blowing because nobody has ever seen one. They don't know how long it lasts. They don't even know how high the price of these cryptocurrencies can go. And it's not just going to be XRP, it's going to be XLM, XDC, HBAR, QNT, and so on. Because we are so close. Everything is already happening. Everything's already in motion. We are going from the current financial system into the new digital system. You would need 206.9 million XRP to surpass Elon Musk's wealth if XRP ever hits $2,000. This has to be the dumbest article I have ever seen. Who the hell cares about Elon Musk's wealth? You're an XRP investor. You're going to buy whatever you can afford. We're retail investors, okay? Nobody out there as a retail investor is buying up 206.9 million XRP anytime soon. If that was the case, you would already just retire, sit back on a beach somewhere, and sip drinks out of a coconut. These people write these articles and they're just complete nonsense. It's like somebody's going to go out and try to achieve getting 206 million XRP. If you make $1 million from XRP, here's how to protect and grow wealth. Blockchain consultant explains. So a blockchain consultant has explained how investors who hit the jackpot with XRP could protect and grow their wealth over time. Specifically, community discussions have centered on figures like $100, $1,000, or even $10,000 per XRP. Meanwhile, some holders have become increasingly optimistic, setting their investment target at the $1 million mark. So for context, if XRP ever hits $100, anyone holding 10,000 XRP would be worth $1 million. At $1,000, a smaller holder holding 1,000 XRP would achieve $1 million. Even 100 XRP at the $10,000 price point would still get someone to $1 million. But what you do after that is what matters the most. He talks about setting up an LLC, like I was saying, setting up a trust and retirement accounts. Borrow against your crypto instead of selling your crypto. This way you could avoid the taxes as well. There's going to be so many ways to do this. And once the institutions come into this space, you're going to see so many different ads for people, for companies that are going to want to handle your wealth. In other words, if you become a millionaire, they're going to drop all the paperwork you need so you could avoid the taxes as well. But if you're going to sell on the exchange, you can expect to pay the IRS some of your money. There's ways to avoid that. And a lot of people are pointing that out now. You know, in previous cycles, people never talked about this. That's why I always said, I think crypto is now maturing. And this comes from Pantoja. He also mentioned rental properties, dividend stocks, real estate, and farmland as assets to buy as well. I know a lot of people say that they want to invest in real estate once they make a lot of money off their crypto. I always looked at turnkey investments like a laundromat, a car wash, something like that, where it doesn't consume a lot of your time, but you could continue to make money month over month. And that would also be a great investment. Other people want to start other types of small businesses as well. You got to come up with a game plan. That's what it comes down to. You got to get prepared for all of this now before we enter the euphoric times. You know, in previous runs, everybody always talked about selling their entire bag and retiring. A lot of those same people ended up back in this space shortly after. There's a lot of people in this space that are still here that made a lot of money in 2017, but they didn't sell their XRP. They decided that they were going to continue to hold it and watch the price hit higher price points as well. A lot of people that are holding XRP right now, I think the average holder is probably holding for at least 3 to 5 years. Because I know a lot of the names on X, those people were here when I first got into crypto, and that was back in at the end of 2018. Gemini XRP card launch speculation grows as XRP price extends market gains. Gemini has hinted at a potential launch of its first XRP branded MasterCard in the United States. And Johnny Deaton said, "Hey Cameron, Tyler, I'm going to make a friendly wager and bet the Gemini XRP card will outdo other cards. And for the record, I'm not being compensated in any way to offer this friendly wager. I just know a thing or two about the XRP army." Johnny Deaton's absolutely right. Every single XRP investor right now is probably thinking about getting that XRP MasterCard from Gemini because it has the logo right on it as well. You see XRP right here. I think that's going to gain a lot of momentum very quick. BlackRock will file a spot XRP ETF next week. This is a rumor. I see so many people spreading this all over X. BlackRock is going to enter into they're going to file for a spot XRP ETF when it is go time. BlackRock is not going to miss out on all of the money that can be made off of an XRP ETF. What's going on right now is this. The delays are so more people can cash out of Bitcoin. And now all the hype is around Ethereum. Soon that hype will shift to XRP. And then all of a sudden, BlackRock will maybe talk about XRP. I would love to see Larry Fink mention XRP just one time. But BlackRock and Brad Garlinghouse, Larry Fink and Brad Garlinghouse, they really don't talk about either BlackRock. Brad mentions it once in a while. Larry Fink, he says Ripple, but never goes into detail. It's because they're both on the same agenda. They both work for the real string pullers, the elites that sit above them. There's a reason Brad gets a seat at all those tables. There's a reason Larry Fink is in charge at BlackRock. The final wave for XRP, prepare accordingly. So you see the run up and then the massive pullback. So again, XRP is going above $20 and then coming all the way back down under 50 cents. That is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. I see so many people saying this. It's like a narrative that they're trying to create. Sell your entire bag because you'll be buying back in under 50 cents. Do you honestly think if XRP runs all the way up above $20, it's ever coming back down under 50 cents ever again? I don't think so. You'll be lucky if XRP drops below $8. I think there's going to be a correction. I don't think the correction's going to be as deep as people think. I think we're going to have ETF money still flowing. I think we're going to start to see value coming from ISO. I also think we're very close to institutional adoption. And that institutional money is going to keep XRP at a high price point. I don't see these major pullbacks is what I'm saying. And I would never, ever tell someone to sell their entire bag. But I will tell you this. There's nothing wrong with taking profit during this run. This way you could stay patient longer and watch the price go even higher. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.